Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of That's All Kayfabe, episode number 41. If here again, another week of wrestling with buddy Gabe. Hey Gabe, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man? It's it's going, man. It's early start this morning. Woke up earlier than I usually do. I had to move my couch out because we were trying to get rid of our furniture. I'm pretty sure after we're done recording, it's probably gonna be gone already. Like somebody picked it up off the street.
Oh yeah, no, that's how it always happens with I don't know anything that looks halfway decent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad, he's a connoisseur of rubbish collections, meaning he'll drive around the neighborhoods and pick out furniture. And I'll go over and be like, "Oh, this looks good." He's all, "Yeah, can you believe the neighbors are throwing it away? Like that's crazy, right, dude? It's only missing one wheel."
No, I would if I knew people would take that shit so quick. I'd actually try to sell it. But yeah, I've had where I've gone and put out a dishwasher or something else, and then not even literally not a minute. I could look both ways down the street, nobody's there. Put that item, come back, not even a minute later, and there's someone like with a trailer just grabbing it, and I'm like, "What do you like? Where did you come from?" Like the fuck.
Hell yeah, man! That's the future's now. To be honest with you, but the jokes on them. There's pesticides on that couch.
Hell
There's
yeah,
no bugs, just pesticides. I planted them.
hell yeah. No, they're
Mm,
gonna they're gonna love that extra layer of protection. No, I don't
I
know.
know, man. It came with the protection plan for 2 years. Uh, Man, I never moved a couch by myself before, man, but it left me tuckered the fuck out. I'm so exhausted.
Was it
But
like a three-seater or like a two-seater, like a love seat or what?
nah, it was a 3-seater.
Really? Dang.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was a long one. Yeah, I took off the cushions and then I tried to get it through the door, but I removed the feet. And then after I removed the feet, I was able to slide it through the first door. And the second door I couldn't get it to, so I had to move that door to the living room, slide the couch to the living room, turn it, and then just walk it outside. And then I dragged it across the yard. So now, well, I didn't check, but I'm assuming there's like a trail mark across my yard of where I put the couch at.
I'm sure, yeah.
Hell
No,
yeah.
hell yeah. No, that's how you gotta sometimes be the one man fucking American nightmare and you take care of
I'm flexing these
it.
guns, man. I'm tired. Uh.
The boom or the doom. And I don't know. He gets the boom. This internet's so weird.
Dude, I don't know, man. Memes are fucking cursed now. Man, I yesterday I was talking to my baby cousin, or I call him my nephew, but he's my baby cousin. That he's just like, ugh, this game's low quality, like, ugh, low quality, ugh, mid. And I'm just like, Papas, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you saying? He's on low quality. It means not good. I'm like, oh, okay.
Why don't you just say that?
I know, dude. I feel like I'm entering that generation where it's like, fuck. I don't think I'm that old, but then people kind of put me in my place. Like, yeah, dude, you're almost 30.
Yeah, I already know that feeling where I'm like,
Ugh.
what the fuck are you? When they say like words like dead ass or, but like in real life, they use it in real life situations, in real life conversation. And
Oh,
I'm just
dude.
like, yeah, I'm
Uh,
just like, what? Like, how did you find a way to say that? I don't
oh man, I say that. I say dead ass. Yeah, that's the
know.
one. It's like dead ass. He's like, yeah, but then it's like the more I think about it, it's like, man, this is fucking stupid. Like when kids like at the school when I used to work at the school, they'll say gyat. You know what gyat means?
No.
It means girl, your ass thick.
Why don't you just say that? Why don't people just say the things they mean?
Man, did you ever have like a lingo like when you were in high school? Like what was like the popular words?
I mean,
Like
I'm sure, like in my day, bad. that man, that's bad, and bad meant good.
Uh huh.
Like that was
Okay.
probably the most heinous one because people didn't like understand it. Like I thought bad meant bad. How does it mean good? Like oh, that's
What?
bad. You're bad. That's bad. Like
Ah, yeah, I don't know if this was like my like type of people that I hanged out with because I was like a scene slash hardcore kid, right? So I hanged out with like the skaters and stuff. They would say beast. Yo, that's beast, man. That's
I I,
beast. Like beast
I could
meant
see
good.
I could see the context of it in a like conversation, but I don't remember anyone in my like group or age saying that.
Oh man, that's good, man. Because now that I think about it, that's like some of the cringiest shit I ever heard in my life. And I was a connoisseur of that too. I would say it all the time.
Well, we'll see if this pay-per-view was beast and the
Hey, you got
a
it.
the AEW All Out. Let's see here. The for As we're recording, it was on Saturday, yesterday,
Yeah, yesterday. We are recording this on Sunday, the 8th of September.
and All Out, and I had no idea. Like I remembered there was a pay-per-view, but I couldn't remember if it was on a Sunday, and I couldn't remember. I don't know, like when they were showing buy this now or check out the what is it, the 0 hour. I
Hmm.
was like, is this tonight? Like I completely like forgot about it.
Yeah, me too. My I went to my brother's and then my friend he brought over his modded Wii and it has like every. It's just like I know that sounds weird. It has every Wii game and every GameCube game that's on his Wii. You can play it, and like
Damn.
we're playing like Mario Kart Wii and Mario Party and like Wii Boxing, and we would take breaks in between. And I told my friends like, "Oh shit, AEW's tonight." And I tried to find a live stream on my iPad, but man, my iPad is cooked. Like it's terrible. It's like I couldn't find a signal. Well, not a signal. Like I couldn't find a link that worked best for me, and it was just like super choppy. And then all the links like local mills in your area. I'm just like I know that I've tried,
We all know that. Yeah, we all know.
but did you catch this pay per view?
No, no, I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, nah, I ain't about to pay any money for pay per view. I'm broke, and then yeah, by the time I knew it, it was already like 3 matches in, maybe, because I saw
Mm-hmm.
like highlights and stuff of some of the matches, and I was like, oh, dang, this is tonight. Oh shit! Like I remember us talking about it, but I completely forgot when it was. I don't know why I thought it was not yesterday.
Yeah, it was confusing because I mean, only 2 weeks ago, All In happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was only 2 weeks, and then they announced All Out. But I think they did the same shit last year, where All In happened, and then last year it was like the next weekend where All Out happened, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna spend another $50. Like that's crazy. But I was upset because I was thinking, man, this card looked better than the All In card.
And then I saw like again, I was seeing like tweets of random like announce different things about it. Like
Hmm.
the match results or highlights, and I saw something. I think it said I think Tony Khan tweeted out, I want to thank everyone for selling out the Chicago arena or wherever they were at. I think it's
Hmm.
Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Oh, selling out a full 9,000 people showed up, and I was all 9,000. Like, didn't fucking 50,000 just show up for All In or something? Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, 50,000 for All In and then All Out. I think somewhere around like 9,000. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it was a sellout, but I don't think they were in the Allstate Arena. I think it was a smaller arena that they were probably in. I'm not too sure, but I mean, good for them. That's good news to hear that they sold out. Instead of seeing like half shows or shows that are halfway filled up.
No, yeah, I don't know. I just knew there was a pay per view. I just completely forgot when it was, and then
Hmm.
a lot of these matches I didn't even know were happening. Like They built them up within like a week or more or less, or two.
Yeah. It's only so much time they were given. But I think the reason why this card was better than All In was because Chris Jericho wasn't on it.
That
So it's just
may
like,
be a possibility.
yeah, it's like, oh man, take my money. Yeah, it's like that's all I was seeing tweets about. It's like Chris Jericho not an AEW pay per view, and it's Big Show like, yeah.
Who he gets the glue, the goom. I don't know, the doom.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
nah. So I guess we can look at this card, man. Hangman Adam Page looks all fucking psycho in this picture, but okay.
Oh my god! Just wait till we get till we talk about that match. This match I ended up seeing.
Did you?
Yes, man. But
Mm.
we'll get to it in a little bit. I'll give my opinions right now.
So we'll go to the 0 hour match. Uh, the first 0 hour match saw Bronson and Boulder take on Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. So the Acclaimed defeated the Iron Savages. I guess that's good. I mean,
Yeah, sure. They sound
you
like
can't.
Ninja Turtle villains, like Bebop and Rocksteady.
Well, you can't fully bury the Acclaim after building them up so much and having them lose that trios tag, or not the trios tag, but the
Like
tag team match,
the
the
triple
tag team
threat tag.
championship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up was a trios bout with Tony Nese, Arya Davari, and Josh Woods taking on Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Hologram. Rhodes got the pin for his team to score the victory. Yeah, I feel like they've been giving Dustin Rhodes like a lot of airtime. Maybe I don't know.
No, they have, and not only that, I don't know if you know, but he's a double champion.
How's that? What is he? He's the he's a tag team champion, right? With Sammy Guevara, and
And
then
then
he's
he is the trios champion with the Von Erichs.
really
Yeah, but it's in Ring of Honor, so it doesn't count though.
uh no, it doesn't, not at all. That's why I didn't know. No. Um, let's see here. More trios action came up with Juice Robinson and the Guns took on Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver. The Bang Bang Gang defeated the Dark Order. Yeah, no, that
uh,
sounds about right. I don't think the Dark Order should be winning.
Wow, man, I don't know. I didn't even know the Dark Order was still a thing. Poor Dark Order.
Queen Aminata saved Sky Blue from Mariah May before the final 0 hour match took place. This was a triple threat trios with the Top Flight and Andrade versus the Undisputed Kingdom versus Mortos and STP. The Undisputed Kingdom won. Dang, they had a lot of matches on the 0 hour.
I
Shit.
know. What is that? Four already? Four
Yeah, it was
matches?
4 matches.
Damn, that's
Mm.
crazy. Good for
So,
them though.
yeah, I guess that's good. They're getting everyone on there, but shit. So we start out, I guess, the pay per view MJF versus Daniel Garcia.
Hmm.
MJF defeated Garcia.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, this was when I tried joining the live stream, but I kept on finding like shit links. But from what I saw, it looked I mean, it looked pretty good on paper too. I'm surprised MJF won though. I really thought Daniel Garcia was gonna win, but toward the end of the match, Garcia ended up getting his revenge. Gave him a second rope pile driver, and I think that's gonna write MJ off for like some time because from what people were saying, that MJF was gonna take some time off.
and they're turning Garcia heel or what? If he did that, I
No,
don't know.
he's a baby face because
Hmm.
like he's the one who got his ass beat and returned, and MJF obviously he's the heel. But it's
Yeah,
just weird because I thought Daniel Garcia was gonna be the one to win.
we feel like it would have made more sense if he was going to take some time off MJF to just have Garcia defeat him. But whatever.
Yeah, and then take the end it with the pile driver and then walk off into the sunset. But I mean, I don't know. What do I know, man? I'm just a mark.
No, we both are. Let's see. Next here, the Young Bucks versus Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta for the tag titles. Uh oh, they have the trios belt. I was like, what belts do they have? The trios ones with Pac. Uh
um, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I just hear the Bucks defeated Yuta and Castagnoli.
Of course, the EVPs. The one thing that bugs me about this match is having a set of champions fight another set of champions.
Yeah, that
Is I mean,
it doesn't help anyone.
yeah, well, I don't know. It's just me being nitpicky, but it's like you have the trios championship, and it's like you got such a big roster. Like trying to make these matches, like, well, I don't know, just save it for like a Dynamite or something. Like have tag matches on Dynamite and get another team to fight the Young Bucks instead of someone who already are champions. Like not everybody needs to be like a double champion.
No.
No.
But like you see, you have a fucking more than full roster of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like just make like if you want to throw together a random tag team, like it'd make more sense than having a double the other champions face other champions and then those champions losing. So it's like why are they champions if they're
Mm-hmm.
losing, you know?
But what I know, man, I just keep on saying that.
Uh-huh. No. Next year, Will Ospreay versus Pac for the international title. And I kept seeing on the Twitter or the internet that this was a pretty good match.
That's right. I was seeing the same thing too. This was the match I was like really excited for. I wanted to see what they were gonna do. From the highlights I saw, like it's Osprey and Pac. They're gonna do Osprey and Pac stuff. It kicked ass. Osprey ended up defeating Pac. I think a lot of people saying was that this was their match of the night, but hopefully I can try to catch it soon because I really wanted to see this one.
Yeah, I have to watch it because yeah, I saw like the clips of it, and
Mm-hmm.
it looked good. And Pac's a pretty good wrestler despite being kind of short, you know, but he's able to just a little short, you know, like right there at the like man, he's just he cuts off.
He's the Mayweather meme. I mean, no, yeah, no. Conor McGregor when they made him super short and his arms are like stubby. You ever seen that picture? It goes, "Where the fuck is Mayweather?"
No,
No, man, I sound stupid for talking about it, but that's what it reminds me of.
it reminds me of like someone at the like at the Rattler where it's like you need to be this tall to ride, and he's right underneath it, you
He's like,
know.
"Wait, I can get on the fucking ride, mate."
And they're like, "I'm sorry, rules are rules," and it's just like I'm right there, like I'm
He's like,
right underneath it.
it's like
If
he
I
starts
tippy
swinging
toe,
at them, but they're holding him back like this from his head, and he's like trying to swing like this. Like, all
uh,
right, let's get you off the ride.
sorry, we'll use a booster seat.
They
That'll do.
get on the caterpillar ride, but it's like Osprey's just holding him in his lap while they're on the caterpillar ride. It just goes up and down.
But yeah, no, I have to check this out. That's cool that they put on a classic or whatever it is
Hell yeah.
that's staying here. Let's see. Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander in a Chicago street fight. Did you
Man,
see who won first off?
Chris
Statlander.
Statlander.
Oh yeah, wow. That's crazy.
Dude, I saw the highlights for this match. They kicked each other's ass in this match.
Did you see that one spot with the thumbtacks?
Oh, yes. Once he did the splits.
Yeah, when she I mean, I don't know what when you look back on it, I don't know why she like did the splits. It
Mm-hmm.
just looked like she jumped and like landed that way, but she like does the splits over the thumbtacks and lands
Is
like
that what happened? For some reason, I imagine her, Nightingale, Willow grabbing her leg and then kind of just like pulling her forward.
no, it looked like she was trying to do like a spot and it ended up getting like reversed, but not with the leg grab. Just she ended up just like landing like that. Like it didn't look natural, but it was still
Mm-hmm.
like a she landed crotch first, basically onto all these thumbtacks. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Shout out to them, dude. Like they kicked fucking ass in this match, man. It's like this is what I wanted to see, and I fucking missed it because every time I watch them, they've been put on the fucking pre-show on the
For
zero
real.
hour.
Yeah, no, it's crazy that they didn't get regulated. That's probably why they were like, nah, let's do a street fight. So they get on the
Mhm.
regular show instead of a 0 hour, you know?
I know, and Statlander's supposed to be hurt, or like that was the rumor that she's hurt.
I know that's me speculating,
Oh, that
but
was you speculating.
yeah, I don't know if that's like the official rumor, but to me it was like, why do they keep putting them in 0 hour shows or in gimmick matches, you know, if she's
Hmm.
like, especially after, like I keep saying, she just beat fuck, or not just, it's been a while, but she was the one that beat Jade Cargill,
Hmm.
and you know she was the one that like literally became the new champion, and then she's like beaten by who was it, what, and we haven't seen her in a while too, what's her name, Julia Hart.
Yeah, where's Julia Hart
I
been?
don't know, I haven't heard anything about Julia Hart.
Damn. And then Julia Hart lost it to Willow, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Willow lost it to Mercedes.
Uh-huh.
Damn, what a downfall in that championship.
Julia Hart was like, I hope she's training somewhere because she was a like not a very good champion.
Nah, it was well, I don't know. I haven't really seen too many Julia Hart matches. All I know is that she had a badass moonsault. She had a really good
Yeah,
moonsault.
but she would take like forever to like get up there and like balance out and make sure she was like at the right angle and fucking
Hmm.
put her finger to the wind and shit.
Pick up, like, takes out some sand from her pocket. She drops it to see the wind direction.
Yeah.
Taking notes down.
She has a like a golfer's flag with her to see like
She
where
has
it's going.
one of those telescopes that that shows like the direction and the degrees.
Yeah, no, she would take forever. Yeah, it was a good moonsault, but she would just take forever to do it. And
Hmm.
I don't know why. Like I was like, why did they make her champion? It feels like there was some sort of political move, as far as the back, the locker room shit, and
Hmm.
then you know she lost it to Willow because you know they wanted to build that up to Mercedes or whatever, but.
Oh man, that
I
sucks.
I haven't heard anything, you know, like at least we have the other girls showing up on, you know, pre-shows and this and that. I haven't heard anything about Julia Hart.
Me either. I sure haven't either. But hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she's getting better. But
Yeah.
that's not that's I guess that's all I hope for, man. I just want nothing but the best for everybody.
Uh-huh. That's all we can say. Let's see. Next was Okada versus Cassidy versus Takeshita versus Briscoe for the Continental title. A four-way match, and this Okada defeated the three.
Nice.
For did
As
you
a
see anything about this?
I saw like the last bit. It was great because um how I told you like the links that I was getting, it was like cutting in and out, in and out. I would have to exit out, go back in, exit out, go back in. And then finally, man, when I caught like a good reception, I caught the very last part of this match, which was Okada giving a rainmaker to Orange Cassidy. Chef's kiss. And maybe shed a tear, dude. It was beautiful. But I
That's
think with
great.
this match, I feel like they're gonna build to a Okada and Takeshita match, like a singles match in the future, which I hope so because Okada's fucking awesome and Takeshita kicks ass, and I just know that would be a good match too. So fingers crossed that happens.
No, that's cool. It's always good when the right man wins. Even though I do like Briscoe, I'm glad he was in it at least. You know,
Yeah,
didn't didn't eat the loss or anything.
no, he didn't. I was surprised he didn't eat the loss. Like I didn't expect him to win, but for some reason I thought he was going to be the one to take the pin.
Yeah, yeah. You typically, you know, it's like he's technically like a Ring of Honor type, you know, a talent. So I thought he would take the loss, but it's good that Cassidy took a loss for once.
You know what I'm thinking? I think Briscoe, he is the Ring of Honor champion. No?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I want to say it's him that he is the Ring of Honor champion. I don't know if they say anything about it. Probably not because it's not it's probably not canon, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't see anything here.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Ooh, now we're on to the worst match of the night. Congrats for
Mercedes,
Mercedes Monet for making it 2 pay-per-views in a row where she's had the worst match of the night.
Mercedes Monet versus Hikaru Shida for the TBS title, and I mean, I wonder who lost. Monet defeated Shida. Yeah, a B plus. I saw some clips, and they were like supposed to be highlights. They were like official AEW. Like, check this out, and I'm like, this looks like shit. Like, what's going on? But I didn't. Of course, I didn't watch it.
No, I saw parts of this one, and it was just it looked uncomfortable. Not like where it's like, ugh, I feel uncomfortable, but more of like they just look confused on what to do. Mercedes Monet has a terrible finisher. I hate her finisher. Like it doesn't look good at all, no matter who she does it to.
Uh huh.
And there was this one spot where um Mercedes Monet, she's taking the finishers from Sheeta, like her katana kicks. She takes 2 of them, and I think that's supposed to be her finisher, right? And then she goes for the pin as like one, and then Mercedes just like rolls out, but like while she already has her leg up. But I think she was supposed to take the kick, and then she's supposed to roll out of the ring to prevent from getting pinned. But she collapses there. Sheeta gets on top. They already count the one, and then she just like pushes her off and like rolls out. And it just looks so awkward. And then they went to a spot where they're fighting for like the kendo stick, and then one of them gets into the ring post, and Mercedes Monet ended up winning, and it was just like real awkward. She showed her belt, and then she just walked off. Like she's like, "Oh, that's why I'm the best," and then she just went straight to the back. That's it. And I'm just there thinking, this looks problematic. I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Well, I wonder why they gave it a B plus here. Because let's see, Monet came out. Monet took Sheeta down. Sheeta nailed Monet. Yeah, there's no like. There's observations, but there's nothing negative. But yeah, from what I saw on the highlights, it looked like it didn't look good. It didn't look like a good match.
Nah, dude, this was worst match of the night. Like, not good at all.
Oh well, that's why she's getting paid the big bucks.
I guess.
Uh, Brian Danielson versus Jack Perry for the world title. I think, yeah, this was a little. Who was it? Danielson defeated Perry. I remember seeing the final clip from this whenever they showed it, or they showed it, but they cut it off where the BCC right turns on
Oh man,
Brian
yeah.
Danielson, and they use a plastic bag and they start like doing some sort of fucking mafia shit to him, and they cut it off, and I'm like, why would you do that? Do you want to get fired or fined or what?
Dude, did they get cut off?
I don't know if it got cut off, but I saw Tony Kahn tweet uh due to whatever they were being done, we cannot air this, but know that they will be, like trying to play into it,
Uh huh.
due to the graphic nature, whatever. And I don't know if they didn't show it or what, and they were playing it, but I was like, did they really need to go that far? I don't know, but I didn't see the context of the whole thing.
Yeah, it was. So the match itself was pretty okay. The Young Bucks fucking come out. They attack Danielson. Whatever. Everyone's booing the Young Bucks because they fucking can't stand them. They're about to do their EVP trigger, and then Claudio and Wheeler Yuta both come out to shoo them off. So After that happens, the match just goes back to normal. Danielson wins, rightfully so. And then Killswitch comes out and he attacks Danielson. And then Christian Cage is about to come out with like Nick Wayne and Mrs. Wayne, whatever, because he's about to cash in his like I don't want to say money in the bank, but his contract for a title shot anywhere, any place. And Moxley comes out and he's just standing there, you know. But dude, Moxley looks fucking terrifying. Like he looks absolutely scary. I'm just like, I'm not gonna try to pass him either. Like that looks fucked. And then Claudio and Wheeler, they come out of the crowd, and there was Pac too. So like Pac's there, and he's just kind of standing there, like, "Oh, I'm part of this group too. God save the Queen, love," whatever. So Christian Cage goes, he leaves. The entire crew goes in, and then Moxley hugs Danielson, and like they're raising his hand. Claudio grabs his hand, raises it, and then he gives him like a European uppercut. And like everyone's like, "What? What the fuck?" Even me too. I was like, "Damn it, man, fuck!" Because I actually like the Blackpool Combat Club, and so they were just like, Danielson's just there, but it looks weird because he's not selling it. Like he's just sitting there, like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then fucking here comes Moxley with the paper bag and he puts it over his face, starts suffocating him.
Uh-huh.
And then Wheeler Yuta is like trying to intervene, but then Pac is just holding him in place and Wheeler's just like crying, like what the fuck are you doing? Like what's going on? And then Danielson's just there, like, like choking and shit. I'm just like, oh my
Uh-huh.
god, they're really showing this. Like,
Yeah, I was so like, what the fuck does this need to be that graphic? I don't understand.
oh man, dude. And I thought, like, man, that's the most graphic thing I've seen in a while. And then sure enough, the fucking main event happens. And that was like some other shit. So it's just I don't know what's gonna happen. Like with they did this and I'm just confused. Like it was a good angle, don't get me wrong. But it's like what's gonna happen with the trios championship? Like are they still gonna be like the Blackpool Combat Club? Like is Willie Yuta gonna like abide by like what just happened? He just witnessed like attempted murder and John Moxley's like running around and shit like that. And I think they had like another person like the Marina Shafir.
Uh-huh.
Is it Maria or Marina?
I think it's Marina.
Marina? Okay. Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
she looks badass. Like she's just tossing dudes around and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like one of the bigger pops of the night where I was just like, damn, dude, like I'm on the edge of my seat. Like it was good that angle happened, but I mean honestly, I'm curious to what this is gonna lead up to. Hopefully there is a long term plan after this. And not where they just blow it off and they fight the Acclaim next week.
Well, yeah, I saw all that like at the end, and I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." But I don't know. Yeah, like you said, I don't know what they're gonna do with this. If it's really gonna
Mm.
be that big of a fucking revelation, or if it's just gonna like be a popcorn fart for the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but it's good that Danielson, I guess, is still a champion. I mean, for now. I know I didn't want Jack Perry to win. I was like, yeah, you better not win.
Yeah, the one thing about that match too is that Perry kept on taunting. You can't tell, but I'm sticking my arms out.
Yeah. And he was
Like,
using like the middle finger instead of the regular finger.
yeah, he's just flicking off everybody. But man, this dude was spamming that shit like he was trying to build up his finisher, like in Day of Reckoning. I was like, I've done the same thing, bro. I don't think it works in real life, man. But he kept on doing that same shit. I'm just like, okay, man. Like, I don't believe you. There's something about him that I just don't find as like a threat. I think it's his figure. Like, he has a very skinny figure.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, even Pac seems more threatening, and he's like very like he's probably a few pounds lighter than him,
Oh no,
and
definitely, man.
I'm more threatened by Pac. Well, I thought that was the main event. I had forgotten that there was a. I mean, is this the main event? Was this
Mm-hmm.
one Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland in a lights out cage match? Uh, yeah. All I know is what happened. I don't even know. Page defeated Strickland, and yeah, I know this one had a pretty rowdy build up. I saw on the Twitter when the house got burnt and uh in this fight there was like needles in the face and the cinder block and
Oh my
uh
god, dude. Let me tell you, this is the first time I've ever seen a wrestling match where I was legit shocked and uncomfortable at the same time. I felt disgusting. Like legit, after I watched this match, I was put in a bad mood. Like if I don't know, because it's like I don't like why, you know. But people are like, oh, like that's a proper build up because they fucking hate each other, and like he burnt down his childhood home. They invaded each other's homes, and I'm just like, okay, but this is supposed to be a wrestling match. Like I don't know, dude. Because the shit they were doing with the cinder blocks, like that made me wince so fucking hard. I don't know. Did you see the spots with the cinder blocks?
I saw one where he like power bombed him through the cinder block on the cinder block.
Ooh,
Yeah.
man, that was worse than the first one. So the first one, um, I'm trying to think of how they had it set up, but Strickland had Adam Page's arms locked, right? And then so Adam Page is like they're back to back, but Adam Page is like upside down, and like they sit down, they drop him on his neck. He did that, but on top of the cinder block. But when he fell on the cinder block, he hit his lower back, and like they zoomed in on his back, you just see like when your skin grazes against concrete,
Uh-huh.
and it was just like half of his lower back just covered in that shit for Hangman. Uh, and then they did the power bomb on the cinder block as well. I'm like, oh my god, me thinking that's the worst thing I'm going to see this whole night. And then sure enough, here comes Adam Page like with the syringe needle and sticks it inside his mouth. And I'm just like legit. I'm like, oh my god! Like I had my mouth covered like this. And
Well,
they did
what was it? Just an empty syringe needle, or did it have something in it, like a chemical?
legit. It looked like it was filled up with something,
Uh huh.
and they put it in his mouth, and that bitch was empty.
Uh huh.
I don't know, but like Swerve is like this, like doesn't know what to do, and the needle's just like here, like hanging out like this,
Uh huh.
and I'm just there like fucking why? Like I'm yelling at my iPad, dude, because I didn't know how to would take this information and Swerve. He's like on his hands and knees, and then he's just like kind of like this, like laughing, and then he takes one of the most brutal fucking chair shots I've heard in a long time. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure you've seen the clip,
I saw the
but
clip. Yeah.
yeah, they did. I saw two versions of it. There was the one that from the actual pay per view, which they cut to the hard cam, like zoomed out, so that way you couldn't see it up close. And then someone recorded it in the crowd to where when he hit him with the chair, like the chair broke in half,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people were fucking upset about this, not because of the syringe. They're like, "Oh, a chair shot to the head is gonna stop a match," because it was referee stoppage. After the chair shot to the head, he passed out, and then the referee stopped it. And like the doctors came in, and legit, like Swerve just looks passed out, like he is sedated, and like it was crazy because Adam Page is like walking up the stage, like about to leave, and like his lip is like quivering, like if he's just like fuck, what did I do? And he starts walking back to the ring a little bit, and everyone just fucking gasps, like, bitch, don't do anything else, please. Like, you done your dues. Like, legit, it had me gasping where I was just like, oh my God. Like, please don't. What else can he do? Oh my God. And so he goes back up to the top, and he's like yelling at the top of his fucking lungs. And well, back to fans being upset. They're like, "Oh, a chair shot to the head is really gonna cause a referee stoppage." Motherfucker, he just got sedated with a needle. That's what stopped the match. It's like he was about to fucking die. But man, this is the first match I've seen in a long time where I'm just like torn. Where it's like, was it a good match? It's not as good as their Texas Death Match. Like not as violent, well, fuck, I don't know. That they didn't get sedated, but then again, Paige drank his blood. Um, I don't think it was like as violent or like hardcore as their Texas death match, but it was just more like two guys that wanted to fucking like kill each other.
Hmm.
And I legit felt that. I felt uncomfortable. Maybe that was the thing they were trying to get across. I'm not too sure. But they announced this match as unsanctioned, so it doesn't go in the record books and like lights out, anything goes, you know. So yeah, that's what happened in this match, man. That's like I was thinking about it like all night last night. I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like they did something right. I guess if they're trying to get this emotions out of me, they did something right.
I don't know. I mean, I saw like the clips and stuff, and it looked pretty hardcore. And I don't know. I'm just like, all I can think about is, man, Swerve lost again. That's all. Like that's all I'm thinking about. Yeah, it's unsanctioned, so it's not on the records or whatever. But I'm like, they try to bury him. Jesus Christ, he just lost the belt, and now he's like, like, is this? Why are you so? Why are you hating on him so bad to have him
Oh man,
lose
dude,
at two different pay-per-views? You know.
that is so fucking funny. I didn't even think of it that way, man. I was just so shocked by the fucking needle through his cheek. Oh man, that shit was fucking crazy. That's wait. Let me. Can you go back up real quick to the notes? I just can't stop. The spot with the ref and the chair was weird and didn't make a lot of sense. Man, I could write this shit. Oh man.
I don't know. Like I feel like the chair shot, it made sense to me. Like if he hit him that hard, and I saw like that one you're talking about, that clip from a fan that's like further away, and I
Hmm.
could see that making sense. That the chair shot was the final blow. Like I don't know. I
Hmm.
really could, especially at the end of after all of that and how hard he hit him. It was believable to me.
I know. I just hope Swerve is okay, and wrestling fans are fucking stupid. Man, I can say that because I am one. Uh,
No, we know. We know. I know.
yeah, but
We all know.
based off of highlights itself, what would you give this pay per view? Like, if you had to rate it? Because I mean, from the highlights I saw, it's like, man, I felt like I would have enjoyed this pay per view a lot more than I did All In.
Same here. I think just the Willow Mercedes, I mean the Mercedes Hikaru Cheetah match was probably the weakest, like one by a long shot,
Hmm.
and everything else seemed like pretty solid. And all it seemed like all the right people won too. So yeah, I'd say like this does sound like better than the last pay per view. I'd probably give it like a B, maybe B minus or something.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like I said, I think it's the this hype for Mercedes. I don't know, man. It's just kind of dwindling down ever since she said she had creative control. I mean, that's just me personally, but everything else was pretty solid. I might try to see if I can find like YouTube videos. So someone uploaded the whole match before it gets taken down.
No, hell yeah! Like I said, like even looking at Statlander and Nightingale, that hardcore match or whatever it was called, the Chicago Street Fight.
Hmm.
They went all out. I mean, not I'm playing on words now. They
You
went
said
all
it.
out. Yeah. And even that was pretty good. Like pretty damn good. You know what I mean, from the
Hmm.
highlights. So I don't know why Mercedes can't have a good match, and that's already the second time where it's like, okay, at first you want to blame Britt Baker for not having a good match, and then here she is with like Karushita, who's been a champion too before and has had good matches, and now it's like, okay, well, are you gonna blame Karushita, or are you gonna actually see that maybe Mercedes is overhyped?
Hmm. I just want Jamie Hayter to beat up Mercedes Monet. And I just want Jamie Hayter to have the championship back, man. That's all I want. I'm a simple man.
And I'm not even saying um Mercedes isn't like she's great to look at too. You know, like even if she were like to me uh the Julia Hart of a champion where she's not a very good worker, but at least she's kind of pretty to look at, you know. But
Hmm.
they're like way hotter girls that are like better wrestlers, you know, like Jamie Hayter, like Chris Statlander,
Mariah
uh
May.
Mariah May, Tony Storm,
Hmm.
uh the list goes on. There's a lot there's hotter chicks that
Hmm.
can work harder, you know.
I see, and like not really to like the topics of like looks or anything, but it blows my mind that Mariah May wasn't even on the card. Like she just had like a vignette spot or like a promo
Was
spot.
Sky Blue, right?
Yeah, it was Sky Blue, and then
Sky Blue, fuck. Dude, that's someone I want to see back.
I know because she's improved like leaps and bounds, man. Like
Hmm.
she's been busting her ass like trying to be a better performer, which she has. Like it really does show.
Hmm.
But like that's the thing that like blows my mind. It's like the last so many pay per views you've had uh Mercedes Monet like on the card, like in a main event match, and Mariah May or like Tony Storm that put like on the lower mid card to where Tony Storm she had like one of the best gimmicks like the whole year. And
Hmm.
now Mariah May, she's like filling in the shoes pretty well with like her gimmick of being like a little psychopath. And like it's working out well for them. It's like put them higher. They'll have great matches. Shit. I know they will.
Oh, it's all about that creative control. That's
I
all
know.
we. Yep. But
Wow.
that was AEW All Out. Yeah. No.
Yeah, yes there
Um.
was.
Moving on to let me see what I have here. Some news. WWE held a mandatory meeting. It says here today, which was September 2nd.
Hmm.
The main news coming out of said meeting is that talents were told to be mindful of not cursing on camera, no specifics, but more so an overall reminder to stay in the proper lane, as the company is still technically TV PG programming. And this is from via PW Insider. What do you think about this mandatory meeting that was held?
I think it's funny because I thought they got over the cursing and everything
What do you
from
mean?
like I thought the cursing wasn't a big deal from like how much they were cursing at SummerSlam. Do you remember like we made a list of like the signs we
Uh,
saw, the sponsors, and then I made a list of all the curse words they said. I was like, wow, they're really leaning off the cursing. Like that's good for them. And then they had this meeting saying like, hey, y'all need to calm down on the cursing.
I think it all started with The Rock because The Rock was the one who like came back, and of course you're not gonna say shit to The Rock, right? You're not gonna
Hmm.
like The Rock's gonna curse. You're not gonna be like, "Hey, yo, Dwayne, can you like calm this down? We're still PG." It's just you're just gonna be like, "Well, fuck yeah!" Like let The Rock do whatever, and everyone else was like, "Oh man, he could cuss, so we could cuss too." And they start like, damn, shoot, shit, motherfucker, or whatever."
Scooby Doo is so bad.
But now that the Rock's gone, it's like, all right, like y'all need to calm it down. All right, like I know
Yeah,
it was fun when the Rock was here, but now we gotta calm down cussing. I don't know. That's the
it,
way I see it.
it kind of reminds me of like work, like when your manager or supervisor has meetings with you. You're like, hey guys, like we had an incident. Make sure this doesn't happen again. Man,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just connected me back to real life.
like whenever everyone's like making the same jokes and everyone's cool, and then someone comes from like a different department to come work and they overhear something that everyone's cool with, and it's like, all right, y'all need to calm down. This person didn't find it comfortable, or they don't like it.
Oh
Their
my
their re-
god,
their
yes.
religion or something. And it's just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, like
Buzzkill.
this story I remember well not a story, but I was a part of it that at work I would say no mames. You ever heard people say that? No mames. Like It's
I
a
think so.
Spanish, like a Spanish term. It's like when someone says something ridiculous, no mames, you know. And I caught myself saying that a lot, like at my current job, and like this dude that worked with us would say it all the time, like no mames, no mames. And this one no, I don't want to like say names, but like this old lady, she don't work with us anymore. But she was like, "Mijo, can I talk to you?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, what's up?" And like I was like more like the meeting ground because I get everyone like likes working with me, I guess, because they're like, oh, he's so nice and like so understanding. She was telling me, "Oh, the yeah, he's saying a bunch of bad things that's making me uncomfortable." And I was wondering if you could tell him something or if you could tell him like to stop it. And then my mind is like, bitch, like why the fuck are you telling me? Like I'm not the line lead, you know? But the thing is, like she goes and reports fucking everybody and she like, you know, tattletales, like she's a kiss ass, you know? So sure enough, I was like, oh really? I was like, I didn't even know like what's he saying? And she's like, he's saying no mames. And man, dude, I had to bite my fucking lip because I wanted to laugh in her face. Because it's just like in my mind, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm saying something bad. If this is bad, and I'm just like, what does it mean? She goes, oh, it means to suck, you know. So he's saying it like in a sexual way. I know he is, and then I'm just like,
Oh Lord.
no, mom is. Like I'm just like kind of like second guessing myself, and so I told him. He's like, "No, that's not. That's a totally opposite of what that means." Or like I don't use it in that context. It's just like, ah, man, like that sucks, you know. Like
Uh-huh.
I guess, but she thought it meant in like a sexual way, and I told him like, "Hey, bro, like just be careful because you know how she is. Like she could be a bitch." He's like, "Nah, man. Like thanks for looking out for me, man." And the next day, he got in trouble because she ended up reporting him for that same shit. But like the thing is, our supervisor, he's Asian, so he doesn't know what no mamas means. Like he wrote it down, he said no names or no memes. Like he just read it how it was. It was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard. But it's like then they had to have a meeting with everybody and be like, oh, be careful what you say because if you say something bad, like, you know, you're gonna get written off for it, blah blah blah. So now everyone's just like scared of fucking talking for some reason. It's so weird.
This world, this soft world we're living in,
You
I
know,
swear.
but bunch of fucking snowflakes, man. I tell you what.
The Rock tells you when he's finished. Don't turn off that camera.
The Rock is gonna give you 6 inches.
But that's WWE holding their mandatory meeting. I guess we'll see when they move to Netflix how that's gonna be. If they're gonna go like crazy or what they're gonna still do. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Do you think they're gonna go crazy once they move to Netflix?
I don't think so. I mean, they might like let some slide here and there, but I don't think it's gonna be like SummerSlam where we were counting how many, cuss words that were being said, you
Mhm.
know. I
I
think
th- I think it's gonna be like PG-13 movies, like where they're allowed to say fuck once in the movie. Because if
mhm.
they say it twice, then it's a rated R movie.
Yeah, or if they'll say it, it'll be like I said, in the spur of the moment, it won't be scripted. I don't know. We'll see.
Like maybe like a slip up or some shit.
Yeah, off mic, like where they don't say like where like kind of like when the crowd is chanting it
hmm
and they're saying it, but you don't like pay attention to it or try not to pay attention to
That's no mamas.
it.
That's no mamas.
It means to suck in a sexual way. I know,
Vince
I know.
McMahon. Ah! Ah!
What? Uh, but yeah, no, that was that. Moving on to Damien Priest on Chris Van Vliet. Did you watch this podcast?
I saw parts of it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing.
This is the one I didn't catch for some reason. I think I watched the Jesse Ventura one, but I didn't catch this one.
Ah, Justin Ventura.
Yeah. This one says here Damian Priest has revealed that he was supposed to play Namor in Marvel's Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It's a long story, but basically it got taken away from me, but not from Marvel. Did you have the role? Yeah. Source Damien Priest Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Did you watch Black Panther 2?
No, I sure haven't.
No, I haven't watched it either. I mean, I could see Damien Priest in that part from seeing this dude here, but I don't know. I don't that's cool that he's not that bitter about it, but it sucks that he didn't get the opportunity, you know.
I don't know, man. Vince McMahon is so fucking weird. Like when it comes to stuff like that, because I've heard stories that he hates like when like the performers want to go and perform somewhere or like to be in like movies and stuff. Because I guess he wants like sole custody. Like he's like a divorced parent. Like he wants sole custody of the kids.
Yeah.
But I guess he's just in fear that one of these performers are gonna end up being bigger than the company, i.e., like The Rock or John Cena or Batista. Like he didn't want that to happen, but it's like, dude, they're these are opportunities like you're taking away from everybody because you're just bitter.
Well, yeah, and it brings eyes to the WWE also if they have like an actor like, oh, where's he from? Oh, he's in wrestling. Oh, I'll go watch it, you know. But he just doesn't see it
Hmm.
that way at all, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I know Mercedes Monet or Sasha Banks at the time, she was the same way. It's like she really wanted to do Mandalorian, but they were preventing her from doing it because like, oh, that's gonna conflict like with your scheduling and stuff like that. She's like, well, yeah, I know, but that's why I'm running it by y'all. Like, I'm going to do it, and sure enough, she did it. But I don't know if she stuck with it long or if she's still part of the show. I'm not too sure, but it was a big deal when she was trying to do stuff for Marvel, but like you said, it gets eyes on the product. Like, wouldn't you want that? That's
Mhm.
literally best for business.
No, I think so. I don't know. I feel like this is just a power trip, uh, micromanaging control type shit that Vince McMahon or whoever it might have been told him, you know, not to do it just because I don't want you to do it because I own you, you know, basically.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking weird, man. He's such a trip. That would have been cool to see him play Namor. Like, he looks like he could do it.
Yeah, yeah, he looks like I'd believe him in that character in
Hmm.
this like side by side.
Yeah, and it's cool too that Damian Priest is getting like those opportunities to like perform in like acting roles instead of like you know performing for wrestling.
No, definitely. And more so in this same interview, Damien Priest praises Bad Bunny for their street fight at Backlash 2023 and reveals that there was talk of it being changed to a tag match. There was nerves. I knew the work was going to be put in on Bunny's side, but you know, you never know how things are going to work out. I would think there had to be some concern in the office too. Yes, there's confidence in me, but at the same time, they had been like, "Did we make the wrong decision here?" Before had there was talk of changing it to a tag match, but at the same time, Bad Bunny and I were very adamant. We were like, "We don't want to do a tag match." We had fun, probably more than him because he was in a lot of pain. I explained to him I was going to hit you really hard. I was like, I'm not going to give you all I got because you will die, but I will give you a lot. And I did. I gave it to him. You got to respect the guy who is not from this business. His body is not used to taking that much physical impact, and he kept on getting up. Granted, he told me it took him a few weeks to recover. And this is Damien Priest from the same podcast with Chris Van Vliet. I remember watching this match and liking it. I mean, I thought Bad Bunny did great. You know.
Hmm. He's like one of the few celebrity cameos that's actually good at performing in wrestling. I mean, I hate talking about him, but Logan Paul is like the main one that's doing very, very good.
Hmm.
Bad Bunny was such a surprise. Like I was very, very surprised that he was able to perform at that level. 'Cause I think he showed up at like WrestleMania 37. I want to say like he was in a tag match with Damian Priest versus John Morrison and The
The
Miz.
Miz, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that match, and I was surprised because he did a fucking Canadian Destroyer. That blew my fucking mind. And then to let alone do a street fight match or a Puerto Rico street fight because they're in Puerto Rico. But I remember too, that was like match of the night. Like I really enjoyed that match, and I went back. I think I went back multiple times to go see that match, mainly because of the entrance, like Bad Bunny's entrance. Like that shit gives me fucking chills because everyone's just like singing the songs and everything.
No, I remember looking at it and being like, "Oh, celebrity wrestler, whatever." But you could tell, like from the spots he did and stuff like that, and how they were saying in the news whenever it was going on, not the news, but the wrestling news or whatever, that he was like respecting the business, da da, da, and it would like gave me more hope, especially when like later on Logan Paul joined and we're like, well, Bad Bunny did pretty well. Maybe Logan Paul will do just as good. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It turns out it's even better. So it's like, okay, cool. Like as far as a talent, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but he really like opened the doors for okay, maybe like a different talent, like a singer or something, can come in and actually like do pretty well if they respect the business, you know, like he did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It makes me wonder who's gonna be the next celebrity to like come in and try to do the same thing. You know, I mean, don't say how do you say? Don't count your eggs before they hatch.
No, I wonder who's going to come in and like do some sort of angle, and I don't know. I think they got their hands full with Logan Paul right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. They're just looking for someone to cross promote too, because I know that was when Bad Bunny was like on tour, right? He was pushing his tour and even had like that little promotion where Triple H hands him the microphone, like a little vignette or something. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, "You go do your thing" or something like that. I don't know what he does.
Oh yes, you're right. Because it was like in a briefcase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that it was for a world tour. I think that he was promoting. It wasn't until like
Uh-huh.
the next year, and I think like the majority of those cities sold out.
Yeah.
Like,
It's pretty
dude, they
crazy.
I don't know if you remember, but he came here to San Antonio, and he fucking sold out the Alamo Dome.
I don't remember that specifically, but I do remember people were like, "Oh, Bad Bunny tickets. Oh, I secured mine," and they were like shitty ass seats or something, but they
Oh,
paid
dude,
a lot, you
yes,
know, for all far away.
dude, yes, they were so fucking far away. It's just like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, look at them hopping around and singing banda. I'm just kidding, it's not even
Uh-huh.
banda. But yeah, he sold out the Alamo Dome, and it's like you rarely hear that for the Alamo Dome, and I was like, that is fucking crazy. And I never knew Bad Bunny had like that much star power in
Yeah,
general.
yeah, yeah. No, me too. I didn't like. I knew of him, you know, as a persona, but not like I was like, I don't know what he sings. I don't know what he
Hmm.
does. He dance. I don't know what the fuck he does. You know?
Yeah, and I remember. I think it was during COVID. They had the Royal Rumble there, and he was promoting his song Booker T. And Booker T was just standing there like that, all
Yeah.
swole as fuck. And I just remember that was the first time I was introduced to him because everyone was like, "Oh my god, Bad Bunny! Like it's so crazy. He's in wrestling." I was like, "Who the fuck is Bad Bunny?" And I would hear a couple songs, and I'm just like, "Oh man, I don't care for reggaeton." They're like, "Oh no, that's not reggaeton. That's something else." And blah blah blah. I'm just like, "Okay, I don't care." But now I do care because he has like a respect for the business, and like he's showing he actually cares. And I mean, for the music he makes, like he's a good performer as well. Like he's the whole package, man.
No, I still don't care for his music. I remember hearing that Booker T song and it's like la 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 la, and I'm just like, okay. I mean,
Bugatti.
you just hear like sucker at the end or something like he
Can
ends
you dig that? No, I was gonna
yeah.
say.
He like holds the mic up to Booker T and Booker T says that or something at the end of it.
Man,
That
that
was
shit
like the
was so
coolest part.
funny.
Yeah, that was like the best part. I don't know.
The only song I like is that Chambea, the one he sung like for Puerto Rico for his own entrance. Like I'm just like Chambea, Bala, and I was just like, man, this shit kind of goes hard. Fuck yeah.
I thought it'd just be like Shambhala, Shambhala.
Like so, just like
That's
holding up the Puerto Rico flag, shaking it and everything like that.
That's how all songs go to me when they're sung in the crowd. Let's just
Oh,
revert to
dude.
the White Stripes
Oh no, anything but.
always. Next year we had another interview with Hulk Hogan talking to Logan Paul on Impulsive. Here's a blurb that says here Hulk Hogan says that Bret Hart quote hates everybody. Uh, Brett hates everybody. If it's not me, it's Flair, it's Vince. I'll never work for Vince again after what happened to my family, and then he's back. It just never ends with him. I love Brett to death, man. I started with Brett. I remember when I was in Atlanta, I was in the business for about 3 years, and I was like 330 pounds, almost 340. I just remember Brett used to live across the hall from me when I was working for Channel 17, Crockett Promotion, and I was so big. I'd wrestle three guys at once, so I'd pick all three of them up in a bear hug and just ragdoll them. Brett was one of them, but we were just all getting started, so it was all fun. And then we got rolling, and man, he's says I destroyed his career. You know, it's like okay, all right, whatever. I just don't get it, man, because I love him to death. He's a good guy, and he was a great asset to the business. And that's Hulk Hogan on a balls. What do you think about Hulk Hogan saying Bret Hart hates everybody?
It's like you're telling me that Bret Hart hates shitty people. It's like wow, pretends to be shocked. You know. So you
Yeah, I
want to give
know.
a leg drop to Kamala Harris? What?
A chameleon.
She
He thinks he's a
chameleon?
chameleon.
Is she an Indian? What?
I mean, I don't blame him. I don't know. Every time I see Bret Hart, he's always bitter about someone or something, but it has reason to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's like I Hulk Hogan for like ruining the business. Is that what he says? That he says that he ruined the business?
Bret Hart. Oh,
Yeah.
that
Is that?
Bret Hart said that about him. I think right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. That's so funny. Honestly, I think I would take Bret Hart's word more than Hulk Hogan's. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Because Bret Hart hates Goldberg, and I think that's one of the funniest fucking things.
No, I just love how Bret Hart always comes up somewhere, and it's always like, man, why is he so angry? And it's just like, I mean, he's got a reason to be angry. I'd be angry too if some motherfucker just kicked me in the head, and ruined my whole
No,
career and all that. And right before that, you know, Vince McMahon screwed me over, and if he hadn't done that, they wouldn't have led to that, and then led to that. You know.
I know it's just like, oh, he hates people because of common sense. I don't know, man.
I don't know. It just cracks me up that Hulk Hogan has to chime in. It's like, dude, I think um you know you're super unlikable too, like just and I'm sure he's just as bitter too, even though he pulls all this, well, I'm with the Lord Jesus, brother, and all that. It's like, dude, I bet you hate people too, Hulk Hogan. That like if you someone was to bring them up, be like, I can't stand him, or get him out of my karaoke bar or wherever he's at.
I go by my karaoke bar. Dude, yeah, man. Hulk Hogan, I could totally see like how he's so like hateable.
And continuing on the same interview, I just have here Hulk Hogan states that he signed a 5-year deal with WWE. I think that was in the same interview. Did you watch the interview?
I sure didn't. I try to avoid everything Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he says this like out of somewhere, and I don't know. I mean, I believe it that he has like a deal where, because I mean, they've been signing all these like legends deals back and forth. So I wonder if they're gonna do something big with a bunch of legends or something.
That's what I'm assuming too. Like, maybe it's just like promotional shit for maybe like the 2K games, or like just doing like some appearances here and there, being inducted to like the Hall of Fames and stuff. Well, I think Hulk
Hmm.
Hogan's already part of it, but
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. It is what it is. It's like I'm just kind of tired of seeing Hulk Hogan. Like I'm tired of seeing Richard's favorite wrestler, Ric Flair.
I wish I saw more of Ric Flair. All I ever
Oh.
do is hear him, and you just hear
Wings,
woo, woo.
wings.
No, but I don't know. It's good that I guess WWE's willing to take care of a lot of their talent, even with the polarizing thoughts such as Hulk Hogan. That it's like, you know what, he still did a lot for WWE or WWF. We're gonna make sure, I guess, he's taken care of. That's I don't know, that there's some honor in that.
Yeah, I guess so, for being like a little bit racist.
Just a little.
Like, yeah, just a little bit, but like he wasn't a homophobic like the Ultimate Warrior.
Well, we can check this next clip here of, let's see. So here's Hulk Hogan saying, okay, here, let's listen to what Hogan has to say here.
If Chris Benoit can do the crap he did and the fans still love him, they're very forgiving. I've made some major mistakes in my personal life, and they're very, very forgiving, but they forgive you. But
oh man.
So if you heard the clip correctly, if Chris Benoit can be forgiven, I mean, come on, why can't you forgive me for
This bitch Chris Benoit was never forgiven, dude. What the hell? Oh no. I
Oh
didn't know he
no!
said this. Oh
Oh
no.
no!
Oh no.
Oh
I can't...
if Chris Benoit can do the crap he did and the fans still love him, they're very forgiving. I've made some major mistakes in my personal life, and they're very, very forgiving, but they forgive you. But
if Chris Benoit can do that crap he did,
maybe I could do it.
calling a double murder suicide or whatever.
Oh man,
Crap.
I guess Hogan, if you want to try it, like, I mean, by all, just a disclaimer for everyone listening: don't do a double murder, homicide, suicide, please.
Yeah, no,
That is terrible.
it is.
One of the worst things you could probably do. Don't do it to your son. Don't do it to your wife. Don't do it to anybody. But on a serious note, man, dude, he's retarded.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's such a weird thing to say, like, at some point in the interview. And I doubt they brought up Chris Benoit, fucking the Logan Paul or whatever, but it's just like, man, forgiveness, right? If Chris Benoit can be forgiven for the crap he did, then the wrestling fans are very forgiving. It's like, yeah, like you said, I don't think they forgave him, Chris Benoit,
Yeah,
for
it's like,
that.
I don't think if they forgave him, dude. It's like, I think he's dead.
It's a pretty big
Um
asterisk or
I
whatever
know,
next to
it's like,
next to his name.
from what I remember, the company's trying to erase him from history, so rightfully so.
Uh-huh.
But on a serious note, let me ask you this question: like, what's your view on Chris Benoit? Like, because I know it's gonna sound terrible, but it's just for discussion. Like, separating art from the artist. It's hard
Mhm.
for me to do that with Chris Benoit because of the terrible shit that he did.
I'd say it's separating art from the artist. Like, yeah, I could watch, I watched all those WCW, or what do they call the fuck, what is it? Wrestling bios, the war,
Mm-hmm.
where he goes over the war, the WCW versus WWF war,
Mm-hmm.
Nitro Wars or whatever, Monday Night
Yes.
Wars. And I watched like a Chris Benoit match, or he'll talk about Chris Benoit, and it's not like every time he says Chris Benoit had a great match, do you want him to have to say, "Oh, but remember he killed his family, so keep that in mind." Like,
Mm-hmm.
we have to. I'm not saying we should forget it, of course, but like, you can't deny that he was like a talent in the ring with what he did, but you have to, just like Hulk Hogan separates Terry Bollea or whatever with his 9-inch penis next to Hulk Hogan's 10-inch penis or whatever. You have to separate the characters. And Chris Benoit, like, whatever he did, he was still like a good wrestler. So, like, of course, you can still appreciate his wrestling, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like every time I see Chris Benoit match or hear about one, I don't need someone to tell me, disclaimer, Chris Benoit did terrible things, so take that into the consideration whenever you're watching his matches, you know. But I don't know, what do you think about it? I know it's a unique situation. It really is.
Yeah, man. It's because we say the same thing. Like when we mention like music artists, like I know we mention them all the time. Like Kanye, it's like he's put out fantastic albums, fantastic music, but you know he said some pretty hateful, anti-Semitic shit. Where it's just like, man, dude, like I can't support that. You know what I mean? But for me personally, like when it comes to Chris Benoit, like you said, I could acknowledge him as a great wrestler, good like a wrestling technician, but that's always gonna have that ugly watermark that you know that terrible shit he did to him, like to his family, and
Mhm.
it's like that's always gonna be there because like for me personally, I remember when it happened. Like I remember seeing that limo exploded because we thought Vince McMahon was dead, and then he comes back a couple weeks later or like the next week, and he announced that Chris Benoit and his family was dead, and that like blew my mind, you know. And then just to see like everything on like CNBC or like all the Fox News station that you know it turned out it was a murder suicide, and he killed his son and his wife before he killed himself. And then it was like the autopsies too, where it's just like he broke his wife's back like when he killed her, and then he like drugged his son too, and it's just like so this guy he had some intentions behind it, you know, like if you were to be doing like some awful shit on top of the awful shit that you did. So me personally, in this situation, like it's hard to separate like the art from the artist. It's like, yeah, it's Chris Benoit is a good wrestler, but no, it's always going to be tarnished like with what he did, and it's like you know he's dead. Like he can't like talk for himself anymore. It's like that was his last big statement that he made, and it made like such an impersonation across the wrestling community, where it's like that's what everyone's gonna say now. Where it's like I'm trying to think of like other wrestlers that get outed for like doing how do you say, you know, just like inappropriate shit, like you know, like with SA or like
Well,
you
yeah,
know
and
racist shit.
you could say even like Hulk Hogan is a good example of that with the racist stuff. Ric
Hmm.
Flair is a good example with the SA stuff. So like, but Chris Benoit's unique where it's like a horrible, tragic, terrible event where it's just
Hmm.
like I don't know if we can forgive him or well, we
Yeah,
won't. You know, people
yeah.
won't. But do we still like understand? Like I said, you watch a match of Chris Benoit and you can't say like, dang, he was good, but then like you don't want like the Monday Night War guy like showing a video of Chris Benoit and saying, "Oh yeah, he did great. His match was good." Then someone in the comments being like, "But he killed his family. How dare you say how good?" You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
every single time, like it's just like, yeah, we know, we
Yeah,
know it happened. You know?
yeah, and like with today, it's like you know if wrestlers get outed for like doing some type of terrible shit, like there's social media platforms where they could like you know like lack of a better word like atone for like their mistakes or like make an apology video or making a statement. You know, like Ronda Rousey with her stuff, like she
Mm-hmm.
made the post about like you know apologizing for the Sandy Hook shit that she said. Where it's like I feel like that's where fans could like divide because like Ronda Rousey, you know, she said that shit about Sandy Hook. Oh, what a fucking bitch! Like you know, like kids died that day, and then now you have other her fans saying like, well, she did apologize. Like you know, she said it was a mistake. So that's where you're gonna have that divide. But like, it doesn't work for Hulk Hogan's situation here because one, Chris Benoit did a bunch of terrible shit, right?
Yeah,
He did
yeah.
not apologize for it. Two, Hulk Hogan hasn't apologized for any of the terrible shit that he's done in the past few years, you know. So now like, he's just like, I feel like at this point he's just like kind of talking out his ass.
Well, to me, it's like using the worst example to make yourself look better. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, if they could say sorry to, if they could or if he can be brought back in, what's wrong with me being so bad? I didn't do what Chris Benoit did. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, but you're still a bad person. That like you can't use like the worst example in the world to make yourself look better. That's all you're trying to do, and that's
Yeah, it's
pretty
like,
fucking.
oh, people can't hate me. Chris Benoit did some worse shit than I did.
Yeah. It's just like that's not the way it works. Like you can't fucking just try to make yourself look better by it's admitting guilt, but then just saying, well, there are worse people out there, you know.
I 100% agree with you. It's retarded. So stupid.
But speaking of you know, trying to atone or be outed for stuff, this is from Sean Ross Sava Fightful. This happened on the 3rd, so about 5 days ago. Odyssey Jones was removed from WWE TV when domestic violence allegations came to light, Fightful has learned. We've not heard of an arrest or charges being pressed in relation to the situation. We've reached out for WWE for comment as well as clarification on the status. Talent had not been informed of the situation. I saw this was while it was going down, and I couldn't remember which one Odyssey Jones was. But were you a fan of Odyssey Jones, and what did you think of this when it happened?
I didn't get to see too much of Odyssey Jones. Like he was kind of like a big deal, like on that Level Up. Do you know Level Up? It's like the other show, like prior to like NXT and stuff. It's just like another wrestling show.
Hmm.
But a lot of people be like, "Oh, Odyssey Jones is like so good, and he could talk and all this other stuff." And he got drafted up to the main roster, but he was kind of like in that purgatory where they just didn't have any plans for him. He was on the roster, but they didn't have plans for him. Sure enough, they put him in. They were going to do something with him in the New Day. Like they made him like the new third man, and he was like he had the character work for it and everything. Like he's goofy, and there was going to be some build up to like Xavier Woods not feeling comfortable like with him being in the group, and it was going to work. But then out of the blue, like you said, we saw it happen live that they took his name off of like the internal roster on the WWE site, and no one knew what was happening. And sure enough, like the next thing they knew, they're like, "Oh, WWE has fired Odyssey Jones." And I was like, "What the fuck? He was on my TV like last week. Like, what happened?" And they said it was these domestic violence charges against him, and I'm just thinking to myself, "Fuck, man, not him too. Like, that sucks. Like, what inconvenient timing, like to be doing stupid shit like that."
All I was seeing on Twitter was what's his name from the New Day? How everyone was like, "Oh, it's his fault. He's the one who did it." And he's all, "No, I didn't do anything. This isn't
Oh,
my
Xavier
doing."
Woods.
Yeah, he was like, y'all need to quit playing. This wasn't my doing or whatever."
Yeah, because the joke with that is that supposedly Xavier Wood is like the last catalyst for people being released or let go. Because like when Dijak was let go, the last match he was with was Xavier Woods, and there's like a whole other list of wrestlers that their last match was with Xavier Woods. So now he's
That's
like, "Hey, don't put the blame on me. This ain't me this time."
funny.
But it's like, man, it sucks. I hope like the victims are. Well, I don't know the whole story because no one knows the whole story yet.
Mhm.
But what I'm assuming is it must have been something real bad if they fired him. You know?
Yeah, because a lot of it they'll like let not let go, but kind of research and see, okay, if it's from this far away or long ago, and if he's like apologized or made amends, they might like not look past it, but at least like work around it. But yeah, this must be pretty bad if they can't ignore it.
I know. Hopefully, I don't know. I hope like the victims, they're able to. I can't think of the proper word, but I hope justice is served in this
Hmm.
situation. Hopefully, it's not as bad as it's painted to be.
Yeah, yeah, because with the vagueness, it makes it seem like it's a lot worse than
Yeah,
it might be. But who knows?
yeah. Won't know until it happens.
Well, what is happening here next on the news? Jamie Hayter, she came back at AEW. Was it All In? Is that when she
Yeah.
came back? Yeah, I remember. We were. It was great. She's hot. I think she. It was the pre-show, right? When she came out with to Paige, and here's a clip of her saying she considered retiring from wrestling during her time away. Let's take a listen.
Moments that you thought maybe you weren't going to come back.
Absolutely. And that sometimes it wasn't necessarily the injury. It was, I don't know if I want to. You know, it got to a point where I was like, I don't know if I even want to do it again.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it was just the pain and, you know, everything that had happened. I just really wasn't sure. It's almost like I had to find myself again, find my purpose and find my passion to do it again.
What were
Okay, so yeah, no, and she details here in the same interview, I think, her back injury that had her out of action since May of 2023. I completely herniated 2 discs in my back. I wasn't even aware of the injury until it was really bad, until I couldn't walk. I couldn't even stand up straight. My body was at an angle. I couldn't laugh, sneeze, cough, sit down, stand in the shower, lay on my back. I couldn't do really anything. I thought it was sciatica at first. I kept going to the gym and kept wrestling. I did a fucking skydive on my birthday because I felt really good that day. And I was like, I really want to do it. So I'm going to do it. Then after that, I was like, oh God, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because I wasn't aware of the significance of the injury until I just couldn't walk and I just had to call it. I was like, I can't do this. I'm in too much pain 24/7. It would wake me up in the middle of the night. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So, what do you think about Jamie Hayter and her? I mean, it's good that she's back from that, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad she's back, man, because dude, back pain ain't no fucking joke. And it's like Giselle, my fiance, she had sciatica pain and she had it for a few months and she had to take some time off of work and she couldn't do anything like around the house. Like I had to help her get up and cook and everything. Because dude, like sciatica pain alone, like it kicks your ass, man. I was like, even like if you pull a muscle in your back, like it will knock you down. And I know that firsthand too. It's like I be doing some of the simplest shit, and like the last time, I think I told you this story. I was when I worked at HEB, I was putting like the price tags like in my cooler case, my display case, and I was bent at like 115 degrees, and I stayed there because I felt it pull, and I was just stuck in that position for like 2 days.
Oh God.
Like legit, it felt like the heartbeat monitor, and then you just feel like a spike go up. That's exactly what I felt. I really don't know how else to describe it, and I was fucked. Luckily, I was off for like the next 2 or 3 days, but at the time, it's like when my other partner came in, like I told him, "Hey, dude, I gotta go home. Like I can't walk. Like I'm stuck." Like they had to walk me to my car to make sure I got there safe.
God damn.
I know, man. So I'm just glad, like you said, I'm glad she's back. And, you know, it wasn't anything that prevented her from retiring, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's good that it was able to be like rehabbed, and I mean, after she was gone for a while, so it's good that she's back and she's presumably at 100%, if not more. The way she came out and did her little stuff with like Paige, and then now with who's she doing with Mariah May? No, Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
Yeah. So right, yeah. No,
Oh,
Mariah
wait.
May did Sky Blue. Who's Jamie Hayter?
Jamie Hayter. She just fought someone last week, but I think it was like a pigeon.
Yeah.
But it's with Saraya that she came and she attacked.
No, that's cool. No, I'm glad to see her back, and also everyone like being real hyped that she's back. The whole crowd was all pumped, so that's good too. And I don't know. I hope she fucking doesn't go for the TBS championship because she ain't gonna win that. I hope she goes for
no one's gonna win that, dude. Not even Okada. Like I can tell you that
no,
shit for sure.
Oh, so hot.
I'm so hot.
Oh, so hot.
It's like, Okada, please, I hurt my back. Help me up. Bitch.
Yeah. Oh, so sorry, bitch.
Oh my god, dude. That shit's so funny. So hot.
Well, moving on to quite a few what are they, lawsuits and stuff like that. Here's the news here. Kevin Kelly and the Tate twins are allegedly suing AEW, Tony Khan, and Ian Riccaboni. The suit is seeking to avoid the arbitration clause of their talent contracts, as well as requesting the court certify a class action suit against AEW over claims the company is misclassifying its wrestling talent as independent contractors rather than employees. This is from Wrestling News AV. I want to say, file this in the court of law under no shit. Like, isn't that what all the talent is? Aren't they contractors and not employees? Or am I
Yeah,
wrong?
so it's so weird because WWE they did that shit. For as long as they were part of the company. I don't know if you ever heard anything about it, but they said with the performers, the superstars, that they're considered independent contractors. That's what it says in their contract.
Yeah,
But you only work for WWE. You can't go anywhere else. It's like, well, that kind of just ruins the term independent. Like, you just canceled that shit out.
yeah,
So maybe it's like the same situation where, um, you know, it's something like misreading of a contract or stuff like that. You bring up the story, and I actually have this saved. This is from the Wrestling News at Wrestling News AV. They have a longer post like talking about this, so it's kind of a bit. It says breaking: three former talents terminated by the company have brought a lawsuit against All Elite Wrestling, amongst others. The suit, brought by announcer Kevin Kelly and wrestlers Brandon and Brendan Tate, was filed on August 30th in the Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania Court of Common Pleas by attorneys Stephen P. New and Benjamin Bayer, and is seeking to void the arbitration clauses of the contracts, as well as requesting the court certify a class action lawsuit against AEW over claims the company is misclassifying its wrestler talent and independent contractors rather than employees. But it continues on saying, in April, it was reported that the Tate brothers, known professionally as the Boys, the guys that were with Dalton Castle,
yeah,
were released from their Ring of Honor contracts due to budget cuts. ROH owner Tony Khan claimed during media events that their releases was due to no showing several events, a claim the brothers deny. That claim is now at the center of the defamation allegations against Khan by the Tate brothers. Real name Kevin Foote, Kelly is seeking monetary damages, claiming, amongst other things, that AEW breached his contract and has interfered with the ability to find work elsewhere. Also named in the lawsuit is AEW announcer Ian Riccaboni for Ring of Honor Wrestling, whom Kelly also seeks monetary damages from and claims defamed him by way of social media after accusing him of being a member of QAnon. Am I saying that right?
yeah,
QAnon?
yeah.
Which that was interesting. Kelly, who joined AEW in June 2023 after working as the English speaking commentator for New Japan Pro Wrestling, was fired from his position as AEW play by play announcer in March after he went public on his social media expressing his frustrations with the company and Riccaboni. Attorney Stephen P. New released a statement saying, quote, I applaud the bravery of these plaintiffs in bringing this long overdue action, challenging the misclassification of pro wrestlers as independent contractors instead of employees. We know we are in for a long, hard fight, but in the end, I believe justice always prevails. The Wrestling News will continue to follow the story.
I don't know. It just sounds like, yeah, they're fighting the good fight, but this is like something that's always been a problem with wrestlers, about them technically being independent contractors, but being owned by the wrestling company, to where, and typically it's with WWE, right? Because they were the only ones who were like around to do that. Maybe WCW, but whatever. But it's always been like that, where it's like, oh no, technically you're not an employee here, so we don't need to give you insurance, but we own your name, we own your likeness, and you can't go do anything else. But technically, we don't. You're not employed here. We just
Hmm.
have a contract with you. You know what I mean? So it sounds like the same thing over there. They're just challenging it, but it's like you're challenging something that other people have challenged maybe before, and it's just like, well, technically, you know what I mean?
Hmm. It's it's a very thin line to be walking on when it comes to those type of contracts. Because, like you said, that we don't own you, but you work for us, so we don't have to give you insurance because technically you're independent.
Yeah.
From what I'm assuming is like all of these wrestlers in AEW, you've seen them being, you've seen these performers wrestling in other promotions like CMML, New Japan. Shit, you even had like John Moxley doing some independent stuff, and I felt like, technically these wrestlers are independent, but it's like it's weird because it's like it has to do with TV time, and you have a contract to the major like cable company that you're a part of, and it's like, oh shit, like we got to put a like a random show together. Like, no, you can't be doing that show. You got to come back. You can't be doing this show because you got to come back. Y'all have to fight like this night over here,
Mhm.
and it kind of just fucks with everybody. But my main thing is, uh, it's just weird with the Tate twins because they just perform as the boys. They're not that big of performers such as like a Moxley or Danielson or a Strickland. Like they're replaceable because I thought the boys were always somebody different.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, at least from what I remember. But then again, it's been so long since I've seen like Ring of Honor wrestling. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see where this lawsuit goes. But I mean, Tony Khan has the fucking money, obviously. So AEW might be winning this. Now that Kevin Kelly and the boys got like good like evidence. I don't know. We just gotta wait and see.
Yeah, and those contracts have always been made to where they heavily are on the side of the company rather than the employee, or not even
Hmm.
the employee, the contracted.
Hmm.
So I don't see them winning it other than maybe Tony Khan settling it so there's no like mudslinging fight or any secrets brought out, that he doesn't want kept, but I don't see them winning this to where because if they win it, it completely changes the game for other people where they're like, "Oh wait, I'm an employee. I'm an employee here," and
Hmm.
then all the other wrestlers start like asking that same question and everything. It's just a ripple effect. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna happen.
Nah, man. Not unless something crazy out the blue comes out of this. But I mean, like I said, just wait to see what happens.
Next year we have another lawsuit of this is from Wrestle Purists. Punk rock musician Wesley Isold filed a lawsuit on Wednesday against Cody Rhodes, WWE, and Fanatics, alleging trademark infringement, breach of contract, and intentional interference with contractual relations. Isold claims Rhodes, WWE, and Fanatics violated an agreement in relation to the American Nightmare trademark. In addition to recovering attorney fees, Isold is seeking damages of at least $150,000 as well as treble damages of up to $300,000 related to the federal trademark infringement. Uh, yeah, I figured someone else owned the trademark to American Nightmare. I don't know.
Is it this guy that owns American Nightmare?
Maybe he does, and they're just have a deal with him to use it.
Ah, dude, I don't know. It's gonna be hard for him because I mean you're going up against the Fed, man. Like they got that money. But I really don't know what to say. I don't know about this musician too much.
No,
I never heard of him before.
again, I feel like this is something that's just gonna get settled. Like a lot of these don't even make it there; they just like get settled real quick, especially with the money that like WWE has or TKO or whatever. They're probably just
Oh
gonna
no.
just settle or be be like, "Oh, what do you want?" Like, all right, we'll just give you. How about half of that? And then like, okay, he just wants money. I don't know. It's weird.
So many lawsuits. I don't know. Too many big words for me, man. That's what I say.
Well, we do have one final lawsuit here. And this is
Damn.
Brian Danielson reveals that when his manager filed the to trademark the yes chant, he received an email from WWE telling him that he was infringing. It's weird. I applied for it, but then it wasn't necessarily a cease and desist. I got some sort of legal letter from WWE. Listen, it's really weird because my manager just texted me and said, "Hey, this thing is available. Do you want to get it?" And I was like, "How much does it cost?" And it wasn't that much. And I was like, "Okay, sure." And then shortly after that, I got an email from WWE saying, "Oh, this is infringing on this or that or whatever." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I just do my thing." What do you think about this shit?
I want Danielson to fucking win this. You know, well, not say he's getting sued, but like if he does, like I don't think he's gonna get sued. He'll be okay if he doesn't do like any merch or anything. You know.
Well, it sounds like it was available and WWE like didn't get it, and then he got it, and then WWE's like, "Well, you're infringing," and it's like, "What do you mean? Like I bought it? Like it was just there available." Kind of like Adam Copeland. Was it like the rated R superstar that was available?
Yeah, it sure
And it's like,
was.
how did no one fucking from WWE buy that? You know, like
I know somebody fucked up.
yeah, it's weird the shit that gets overlooked through legal and all that. But I mean, I would hate that if like because that naturally comes in a Bryan Danielson match. That yes chant, it just
Hmm.
naturally pops up from the crowd. It's not even him really wanting to do it; it's the crowd. And so it's like, dude, why are you gonna like hate on him if it's the crowd, begging for him to do it, and he like, okay, I can't because I'm legally obligated not to, or whatever. That's like
I know,
saying that
man.
the DX crotch chop or whatever
Uh
from
huh.
Billy Gunn or something. It's the same shit.
Man, dude, lawsuits are fucking weird.
It's so weird, man. Like the shit that can be trademarked is amazing to me, and how they could be like, oh, you can't say it over here, or like how like the happy birthday song, like that's the one thing where how it's trademarked, so like anytime you hear it in like a movie or something, it's getting paid like millions of dollars or something to be
Uh
used on
huh.
it.
Yeah.
It trips me out, the things that like are so in our society already there, but they're actually owned by someone.
It's like, man, who owns the happy birthday song?
I don't know. Even like the trademark Taco Tuesday, that like someone owns.
Oh,
Uh,
because LeBron tried to get it, right?
yeah, he tried to get it by saying it over and over again, and saying, "Oh no, this is something I say all the time," and it's just like, nah, someone already owns that trademark, and he just stopped saying it after that.
Dude, that's so weird. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Who owns Taco Tuesday?
I think it's a random taco place in like a random town, like a
Yeah,
random
it's
taco chain.
Gregory's Restaurant and Bar. Still owns the trademark, and this is a New Jersey owned restaurant. Taco Tuesday. That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's real weird how you could just own something. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Or like, did you hear whenever um Disney had made Coco? Was it that Coco, that one about Day of the Dead?
Oh, they wanted to trademark Dia de los Muertos, right?
Yeah, and they got this
Oh.
rowdy fucking shit talk back from the Mexican community,
Hmm.
and they were like, "All right, we won't trademark it." And it's like, dude, that's crazy that they could have like tried to trademark Dia de los Muertos, you know?
Dude, one that comes into my mind was I think it was one of the Jenners. Yeah, I don't know, it was Kylie or Kendall. I don't want to say Kendall Jenner because there will be videos of her singing to her baby, and she's like, "Oh, good morning, sunshine," or something like that. And for some reason, people like to blow that shit out the fucking water because the Kardashians. And so she trademarked "Good Morning Sunshine," And then it's like some restaurant in Florida, like that was like their motto, like for their restaurant, and they got cease and desist from Kylie Jenner or like Kendall Jenner because what she just bought like not that long ago, like this restaurant had to change up like their whole motto and
It's fucked up.
everything. It's like, yeah, dude, that's kind of evil. Like,
Yeah. It's crazy to just like own a regular saying, you know, like or a set of words, own it without like I could see if it's in a song like happy
mhm,
birthday, I can kind
mhm,
of see that, or even a jingle, you know, but
mhm.
if it's just a phrase and someone saying it or a restaurant, you know, it's
It's
kind of fucked up.
ridiculous, man. It's like when I hit the lottery, I'm gonna trademark is Kamala Harris a chameleon.
Sheet Indian.
I'm suing you.
Cease and desist.
Oh,
But
that's so.
lastly here on trademarks, actually, Tony Khan on the trademark for AEW Shockwave, stating that the company is set to create a shockwave through pro wrestling. It would be safe to say that AEW is set to create a shockwave through all professional wrestling. I think people tonight are going to be talking about what they saw at All Out, which was a huge business success for us. I think it bodes really well and creates a lot of anticipation for what's going to happen Wednesday night on Dynamite, and will continue to send that shockwave to the world of professional wrestling and AEW. What do you think about Tony Khan trademarking AEW shockwave?
It made me bloated.
See, I don't mind if it has this company and then the word shockwave. It's not just the word shockwave. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
AEW Shockwave. Okay, man. I don't know. It's if it's gonna be another wrestling show, they got to replace one or get rid of one, dude. Because there's too many wrestling shows from AEW. Because you got Dynamite, you have Collision, you have Rampage, you got Ring of Honor. Like that's already four. Like, I mean, don't get rid of Ring of Honor, please, because that's too much history behind it. Get rid of Collision because Collision doesn't do any big numbers. But it's like maybe what I feel like they should do is get rid of the two shows, Rampage and Collision, just combine that into Shockwave. You know, like have another 2 hour show, like what Raw and SmackDown do, because that's easy to do. You know,
yeah, you don't think it's for like a pay per view or something?
uh, well, even if it's for a pay per view, I feel like that'll be even better because it won't cause that pressure to like try to make a new show. It's like, oh, like I gotta divide these wrestlers up onto this show. Like, who am I gonna put, or like what matches I'm gonna do. Um, I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully it's a good business move for Tony and the company.
Yeah, I'm not against it, and having another either like a random pay per view or a one night event like uh Battle of the Belts or something. If there's a shockwave,
Hmm.
that's fine. I have no worries with that. I mean, it's not a bad name. Uh, it's kind of cringy, but at the same time, it fits in with his line of naming things. You know.
Yeah, man, it really is. But hopefully it works out for them, man. I don't think I could do a fifth wrestling show.
Could we though? No, we do. Would you rather have 5 wrestling shows that are an hour each, or one wrestling show that's 8.5 hours, or would you rather fight 100 ducks, or 100 small ducks, or one huge duck?
The one big duck.
That would be.
Yeah. You just get all like sentimental with it.
Well, we can move on. That was it as far as news. We can go on to these botches
Let's
and
do
pull
it.
spots. I know here this one is showing the cinder block power bomb,
Man.
and
Ugh.
yeah, that doesn't look comfortable. And I remember seeing the beginning of it, and you could tell like he was struggling to lift up Swerve, and Swerve had to like lock his hands onto his hands so he could lift him
Ugh.
up. You know.
Man, dude, I'm telling you, man, this match made me so uncomfortable. It's a real cinder block too. Like that bitch didn't fucking break at all.
Oh no, cinder blocks are fucking. It's weird. They're like fragile to other concrete, but to the human body, no, they can
Dude,
stay
no.
pretty solid.
I stubbed my toe against the concrete, man, like a cinder block like that, and it like razor bladed my toenail, like the top of it made it all jagged and shit. And I never imagined taking a power bomb like that, or a power bomb in general. You know?
Nah, I might if I had like a cinder block on me, maybe lay on it a certain way to see if it'd pop my back, but not want to be dropped on it like that. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
man.
the only thing.
I saw this shit live, dude. It made me wince so hard. Jesus Christ.
Here is oh, there's an image of Adam Page burning down Swerve's childhood home. Do you think this was real or like it was just like a set? It had to be just a set, right?
I don't know, dude. It looked exactly like his house.
Yeah.
Like the outside and everything. People were like, "Oh, he burned down the wrong house," but then when he showed like a side profile, it had this patio on the side, and I was just like, "How much money do you think they had to pay Swerve?" It's like, "Oh, like we're gonna buy your childhood home and we're gonna burn it to the fucking ground, and
It
there's
had to
nothing
be a
there's
set.
nothing you could do about it because you're an independent contractor."
It has to be a set because to have a fire that big, it has to be like controlled and to film it and all that. Like, I don't know. It has to be like a set, and it was just from one angle, right?
Yeah, from one angle, but it's like I don't know because I saw reports saying that Tony Kahn was saying he was having a lot of trouble with law enforcement to not get Hangman filed for arson. But I was just like scratching my head. I'm just like, this is arson, though. Like,
Yeah,
what are you talking
that's
about?
exactly what this is. Like, why are you trying to
Oh,
bail
but he's
him
a great
out?
performer. He's a good wrestler.
I can't have him go to prison before our fucking pay-per-view. And it's like, well, why did he do it?
I know. It's like, why'd you do it, man? Have it on a close set at least, dude. I don't know. Oh, man. But that picture goes fucking hard, though.
It does. Here's the alternate view of the chair shot. And let me see if we can hear this.
God.
Yeah, it sounded pretty bad.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I've seen worse with like the match I always go back to with chair shots was the Mankind and The Rock I Quit match.
Oh man, dude, yeah, that shit's fucking uncomfortable as fuck.
That one is uncomfortable to the point where like you hear Jared the King Lawler, who's the heel commentator, saying, "All right, Rock, that's enough."
Yeah, it's like, all right, son, all right, Rocky's had enough.
He's like, "Okay, he's had enough. Like, okay, you need to stop. He's had enough." Like, uh, but yeah, that match, I always go back to that as like the pinnacle of like chair shots throughout a match. And
Man,
this one sounded bad, but it looked like the chair gave away. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think of it as like a it's unsafe type of thing, you know?
have you ever seen the chair shot that The Rock does to Ken Shamrock? Where Ken
That
Shamrock gets
sound-
like on his knees.
yeah, I know. And he like almost bends back like on his
Yeah,
yeah. I know which one you're talking about too.
that's this. It reminds me of that, and it reminds me of when the Undertaker swung a chair at Mr. Kennedy and it wrapped around his head. Do you remember that one too?
I don't remember that one.
Oh, dude, that one's so fucking ugly, man. I don't know, for like everything that we know about like chair shots to the head, like unprotected, and like how dangerous that is for you. This shit made me uncomfortable, man. It really did. But it's like, I guess it was necessary for the feud because I mean, they're both pieces of shit.
What's weird to me is like, because that last chair shot, everyone was like controversing over was the Jack Perry one, right? When he was
Mhm.
like handcuffed or whatever. That one was like worse to me than this one. This one seemed like it sounded bad, but from looking at it, it looked like the safest way to do it. If I had to like say that, you know what I mean?
Like if the chair was improvised to where when it collided with his head, it would fall off, so it wasn't
Yeah,
that
it was almost gimmicked, you know?
that gimmicked. There you go. It was gimmicked.
Yeah.
I want to. Say, I hope so.
I'm not saying it didn't hurt, but it looked like precautions were made to where it was done as safely as possible.
God
where
damn.
where I didn't wince as bad as like other times. I don't know. It was just me, you know.
I'm just glad nobody's fucking finger was cut off, or I mean, someone got fucking sedated on live television. So
Well, and then to think like someone just got like a plastic bag put all over their fucking face and tried to get suffocated. What the match before?
see if you think about that, I think the suffocation of the bag, like around Danielson's head, was worse than this.
Yeah,
Because hear me out. Not only is you're literally trying to murder somebody on live television, like a legit, big felony. Danielson's eco-friendly, and he was being choked out with plastic. Like that's just pure evil.
no, it's ironic almost that
I know.
would be his doing. His
I
plastic
can't handle
bag.
this, man. We need to wrap this up. I start crying. I can't do this.
Here's a little clip here. AEW crowd, whose house? And then here's Swerve.
Ugh. Oh
Uh,
no. Deep down, somewhere deep down in my heart, I still
here's
love you.
here's the Costco guys bringing the boom, the doom. Did you watch this clip?
No, I don't even know who the fuck the Costco guys are.
Okay, here's this clip.
In Chicago, we've got a little social media royalty in the house. We've got the Costco guys, Big Justice, AJ. Guys, thanks so much for being here. How does it feel? It's amazing.
Big Justice, tell him.
This is a big boom!
All right, take it easy on the booms for now. AJ, I must say, you're quite a burly fella. Is it true you used to wrestle on the indies with Sanjay Dutt?
It's true. Sanjay Dutt was an awesome guy, and I did bring the boom to the New Jersey Independent Wrestling.
Now, Big Justice, may we see some wrestling in your future?
Maybe. Could happen. Should we do some boom and doom? Yeah.
Let's do a
Hit
little
us with some boom and doom. RJ started off.
Okay, Willow Nightingale.
Well, that's a big boom.
What about Will Ospreay?
Will Ospreay, he's a big boom.
Okay. What about Excalibur?
Excalibur, that's a big boom.
What about Bryan Danielson?
Bryan Danielson, come on, that's a big boom.
No
Okay,
brainer.
fellas, what about MJF?
MJF, that's a boom.
What about being here in Chicago here at AEW?
Oh my god, it keeps going.
Boom.
Guys, we are under 30 minutes from going live on pay-per-view. Keep them with the booms. The legendary Tony Schiavone, what does he get?
Tony Schiavone gets a big boom.
Take it away.
That video was 1 minute 35 seconds. I felt like that
Uh-huh.
was 15 minutes.
Dude, yeah, that was
Oh man.
and I've been kind of watching the Costco guys because they've been popping up. Like I saw on Twitter, like this sort of behind the scenes take of what they do, and essentially their whole TikTok gimmick is they're in Costco, and the dad really likes the cookie, and the kid really likes the chicken stick or whatever, and so they're like showing people the chicken stick or the cookie, and they're like, which one gets the boom and which one gets the doom, and so they have them taste each one and then give each one the boom or the doom, and that's their whole thing. That's all they do.
Damn. It's like, man, people get rich like so easy, man. Like, why hasn't it happened to me yet?
I don't know if I could trade selling my soul like that. Like, now they just have to remain these characters like for however long they can milk it, you know?
Dude, I give them like 4 more months probably.
Before they get the doom. The
Boo!
doom.
Oh man, that made me nauseous as fuck.
Here's some news. WWE Hall of Famer Jacqueline has signed a Legends contract with WWE. So that's cool.
Hell yeah, that's badass. My dad always liked Jacqueline.
Did you see that one clip whenever her tits get pulled off or whatever?
Oh yeah, she's just like, oh no, like my tits are out.
Let me run to the back with my tits out.
Just like, yes, good.
This is the Attitude Era. Don't try this at home.
I'd just be at home like this, throwing my fucking tits everywhere.
She gets the boo. I don't know. Speaking of boom, here's Soraya talking about her book announcement. Let's check this clip out.
You guys, I am so nervous to do this right now, and I don't know why. I just hope that you guys love this. But yeah, big announcement. I have a book, and it's coming out next year, but you can pre-order yours right now. There's going to be a link in my bio. But yeah, the name of the book is called Hell in Boots, and I basically write about from childhood, since birth, to right now, this very moment. So I'm really excited for you guys to see what the hell I've been up to. Good, bad, ugly, and everything in between, in and outside the ring. I'm just really excited for you guys to see why I am the way that I am and what has been happening in my life for the past 32 years. 32 years! Oh my gosh. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Again, pre-order link in my bio. I hope you love it as much as I love it. I'm a little nervous. It's a bit crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. Thank you.
So yeah, what do you think about Soraya's tits? I mean, her book that it's coming out.
Oh, that's what she's promoting. Wait, what's she promoting again?
I thought she was promoting her fucking tits hanging out. That's all I was staring at.
Yo. Dude, I was staring at her face, and I was just like, that doesn't look like her for some reason.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I was just staring too long at her face.
I was staring at her tits, and I was like, that doesn't look like her.
Wait a minute, those are fake. I mean, that's cool.
That's cool, yeah.
Are you gonna buy it?
I mean, I'll see how much it is, and then when it gets closer to the date, I know she even put on her page like, "Oh, anyone who pre-orders, I'll follow you on Twitter." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
I just do it real quick. Maybe I'll buy it like sooner or later. It was funny because yesterday when I was hanging out with Richard and my friend, Richard gifted him the new Becky Lynch book for his birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool. I was like, where's mine?
I tell you. And he just helicoptered away, your brother.
I know. He's like, oh, here it is. He opens up his robe. He goes, go ahead, touch it.
And then he span it so fast he flew away.
Just flew away. You know?
Richard. Here's Richard flying off again.
Wings.
Here's a clip of Mariah May on a what is it, Barstool Sports. Let's check out this clip of her.
God, you're blushing.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
You're red. I have a naturally red complexion.
No, you're as red as I've ever seen.
No, I'm not. I'm not blushing.
How red he is.
I'm not blushing.
Mariah, why, you're right there. He's red, right?
Yeah, why are you blushing?
But you also you don't know me, and
Connor, look her in the eye and tell her you're not blushing. Just stare.
Why are you
I'm trying.
Why are you leaning so far back?
Because I'm trying to talk into the mic while still looking at her. I don't know what to say. I'm overstimulated right now. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
He's in the turnover tent.
But I do.
Yeah, Connor, take yourself out of this. Got this.
So I guess going off of
Can you
Mark's
look at
question.
me?
Yeah. Going off of Mark's question.
Damn. Same, bro. Same.
I don't know. She is hot though. I'm not gonna lie. And then to have to sit right next to her, but I don't know if I'd like rowdy lose my shit like that. But who knows? Maybe I would. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would lose my shit probably.
No, yeah, she is very attractive though. And then how she's going along with the bit to where it's like, why don't you look at me? Why are you being like that? You know?
It's like, oh, why'd you look at me? And then her accent too. I'm just like,
everything. No, for sure. This was on the newsstands in 1997. In 1997, the National Enquirer claimed that Rey Mysterio was dating Jennifer Aniston.
damn.
Fred star Jennifer Aniston flips for Incredible Hunk.
It's funny how Hulk is like he's like 5'4". Who is that masked man?
Sultry Jennifer and her masked muscle men are so close, he's even shown her his face.
Oh, what the fuck? Dude, that is fucking funny, man.
What a random article to publish.
Dude, that is fucking funny.
Well, lastly here, I can't remember what this is. Oh yeah, here's a dude singing me singing the game Triple H's theme song by Motorhead. So let's take a listen to this guy singing it.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it, all about control. And if you can't take it, all about your day. And if you can't play it, it's all about pain and who's gonna make it. I am the game, you don't want to play me. I am the so no way you can take me. I am every day, no way you can't pay me. I am the pain and I know you can't take me. Look over your shoulder, get around like a little good. From a smoking gun, I am the game and I make the rules. So move on out here and die like a fool. Try to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come over here, sucker, why don't you ask me? Don't you forget that's the price you can pay. Cause I am the game and I want to play.
Hell yeah.
That's why I love the internet with shit like that when it goes down.
Dude, hell yeah, man. That was fucking sick.
He's so into it, so fucking emotional.
Hell yeah. It's gonna make me cry. I should have put in parentheses emotional.
Yeah, no, that was a beautiful rendition of the game by Motorhead.
Dude, that is so funny.
And that is another rendition of the show. That's all kayfabe. I want to thank everyone for listening, watching, and all that. Gabe, what do you want to say to the people?
For those starting fantasy football, praise be unto thee that y'all's numbers hit.
Mm-hmm.
And for the podcast, thank y'all for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that notification bell. All the support y'all show us, it helps out the channel.
Hell yeah, I'll say the same things, but not say them. And thank you all so much for listening. And we'll see y'all next week. Everyone, take care. Bye.